Good evening. So today is the third day of Introduction Buddhism. In the first class, I explained the short history of Buddhism. Also, I explained how Buddhism flourished from India to other parts of Asia. The second day, I explained you the four noble truths, four noble truths, and also explain, different level of four noble truths. So I just again resume very shortly. So we everybody believe, but we didn't have really, solid evidence. Buddha was born in India, 6th or 7th century. We didn't have the solid kind of evidence. We can say Buddha was born in India in that time. We just, assume, I think, roughly we guess. Then the most important, during his lifetime, he taught various of many types of teachings according to different people mentality. Even though sometimes he taught, Dharma to the non-Buddhist people, and there's somebody asked question to Buddha, is there was, starting point of the samsara or not? If there's a ending, point of the samsara or not? So Buddha didn't reply. He remains silently because he knows if Buddha said there was a starting point, then the people who believe in God, the people who believe in Bhagavan, the Creator, so they were not happy. Anyway, when you put all teaching together, the teaching can be put into three different times. The first, the teaching about mostly about Four Noble Truths. The second teaching is totally different from the Four Noble Truths because he explained nothing exists inherently or independently. The third will of Dharma, very important, he differentiates, what does mean everything is, all phenomena not exist independently. Those teachings, you can say, very common teaching for the common people. Most teaching he taught in publicly. The second, the Vajrayana. So Vajrayana, we have actually, and that time there was two types of Vajrayana or Tantrayana. One is Tantrayana of Hinduism, second is Tantrayana of Buddhism, the Buddhist Tantrayana and Hindu Tantrayana. Even though nowadays in India we have a lot of Hindu people who practice Tantrayana. Also we have a lot of Buddhist people who practice Tantrayana. When you just see, how the way of chanting and reciting and tantra mantra looks very similar. That's why even though after Buddha take into parinirvana, there were a lot of debate, lot of kind of discussion, which is about Vajrayana. It was taught by Buddha or not. Then slowly, even though nowadays we have debate and discussion, the Tantrayana was taught by Buddha or not. Then slowly, first Buddhism, flourished to Sri Lanka by daughter of King Ashoka. Then slowly in Thailand, also Buddhism start from Thailand and Burma directly from India. You can see there's two traditions. One tradition come from Sri Lanka and goes to Thailand, one tradition directly come from India to Thailand and Burma, Cambodia, Laos, and so and so. Then in the second century, first or second century, then Buddhism flourished to China. Then from China to Japan, Korea, and also as well as in Vietnam. Then during the 6th or 7th century, then Buddhism flourished to Tibet. Then from Tibet to Mongolia, Russia, now Yugoslavia, yes, So this means the Buddhism flourished almost all over the Asia. Then I explain you what is the essence of Buddha teaching. Then mainly the Four Noble Truths. So within the Four Noble Truths, so you can have within the Four Noble Truths you can have a gross and subtle and very subtle. Then at the Buddha lifetime there wasn't kind of Mahayana and Hinayana. There was just Buddhism. Then slowly we have a two tradition, Theravada tradition or Mahayana tradition. Also sometimes name Hinayana and Mahayana. Now we name Theravada and Mahayana. So today I will explain very basic about what is the main practices are in Theravada according to Theravada tradition, and also I will explain a very basic practice of Mahayana as well as Vajrayana. That means today we have three different topics. First, talk about very basic practice of Theravadan practice. Second, Mahayana. Within the Mahayana, we have two types, Sutra Mahayana and Tantra Mahayana. So before I explain to you, so I hope everybody asks three questions yourself. First, why religion is important? It is important or not? Second, do I need to believe or do I need to accept religion or not? Third, so based on your analysis, based on your study, then I hope you think about which religion is more stable for in your mind, in your life. I think everybody asks question, right? You ask question. Okay, the number one, do we need religion or not? This is the question number one. Do we need religion? Yes. Then somebody said, we don't need religion so far if you are educated. You are educated, you have experience, knowledge, how to make money. Then based on the knowledge and money, you can have a happy life because you can have a good house, good friends, healthy food. And so then second, why we need religion? What religion makes you different? So why we need religion? Why you need a religion? Why? You can be happy without any religion. You can see even nowadays, some of your friends totally, free thinker, they don't have particular religion, but they are always be happy. So without religion, you can be very happy person. Cannot? Temporarily. Okay, temporarily. So what does mean, the lasting happiness? What the meaning of lasting happiness? Yeah, everybody believe, right? Without belief in any religion, you can have a happy life. Even though you believe in religion, you accept a religion, you are fully accept and fully believe in a particular religion, still you can be not very happy person. It can be both. You believe religion, you can be happy. Even though you believe in religion, you cannot be happy. Even though you can be happy without any religion. So the answer, I think everybody said is going to say yes. Without believe in, accept and believe in religion, I can be happy, temporarily, not kind of permanently. Right? So how religion makes you, permanently happy? How? Right? This, so when we think about religion, you must always think about it. Yes, there's so many, different religions. All religion you can put into two groups. Generally, some, religion, have a concept of God, concept of creator. Some religion, for example, Buddhism, we don't have the concept of God. We don't believe in, the creator. So you think about two groups. Now you need to compare, which religion is suitable for you. So you should not think, when we think about religion, you should not think directly to Buddhism. Okay, the second you say, yes, I can be happy for temporarily, not for, permanently, or for not, I cannot have a lasting happiness. So how religion makes you, permanently, how religion give you the lasting happiness? How? Reality. Okay, so she said, so after you accept the religion, after you know the religion, then you're going to know the reality. Reality. How you can be sure the fact or the thing you know after you accept religion, how you can be sure this is the always truth, always reality, always real. How you can be sure?
At first, you just read what the other great masters have said, and then you should test it out for yourself through your meditation.
Okay, so generally what she was saying, you must study what the master says, what the master word says, and also you do your study. Then you can do understand the reality, right? So simply we can say, based on my knowledge, without having or believe in any religion, you can have a all the physical happiness. You can be very comfortable with all the, you can have you always have you can say, no, always, I can be physically happy without having any religion, right? Physically mean, without having any religion, I can be healthy, I can have a successful life, I can have a good family, I can have a good, food. Yes, that's why physically I can be always happy, but not guarantee. Because when you get sick, you are taking, different types of medicine. At the same time, you are, physically sick. At the same time, you can be mentally sick. The mental sickness, the emotional sickness, the mental sickness, you cannot cure without, having kind of any religion, without having any spiritual practice. The religion, actually, the old religion, particularly the Buddhism, teaches you, how you can be mentally happy. Buddhism never teach you how to be, strong person physically, how you can be rich people. Buddhism, always teach you how you can have a inner happiness, how you can have a mental happiness, how you can control the all the bad minds. So that's why when you think about Buddhism, when you think about practicing about Buddhism, you must think how I can control my the bad thoughts, how I can increase my good thoughts. The Buddhism is only about two practices. Practicing about the increase the positive mind, decrease the negative thoughts, negative minds. So before you practice the Buddhism, you must know the consequence of negative thoughts, the consequence of positive thoughts. You must know the consequence of negative thoughts and positive thought based on your own experience. Your own experience. Even the Buddha, you should not say, yes, this is the mind, this is the positive mind. You should not think the positive minds brings you happiness. You believe because it is said by Buddha, it is said by masters. You must have the experience based on your experiment, study and knowledge. Also negative thoughts. For example, usually we said attachment is no good, anger is no good. Yeah, it says by many masters, as well as Buddha Shakyamuni, including Buddha Shakyamuni, everybody, all masters says, anger is no good, hatred is no good. So the good is no good. You must know it is no good based on your experience. When you have experience, yes, compassion, kindness, tolerance, those really good. Anger, attachment, those really bad. Because when anger arises within you, you feel uncomfortable. When you generate, cultivate compassion, kindness, tolerance, you feel, bliss, you feel comfortable, you feel happy. First, afflict emotions are no good because it always arises negative consequence. Compassion, kindness, tolerance, practice of ethics, those are good because when I practice, when I generate, it makes me happy. When you know the true consequences are very clearly, then for you always try to practice Dharma. That means, look at, when you think about how I can practice Buddhism, you totally, you have a lot of confusion. How? When you meet someone, say, oh, you want to practice Dharma? Yes, I want. Go, you visit all the holy places. Right? Then you go holy places. Then you wish to visit holy place every year. The next day somebody says, oh, no, you should not visit the holy place. You do, prostration. Every day 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. Then you thought, oh, then you will do the prostration. Then next somebody said, no. Visiting holy place, no good. Doing, the prostration also no good. Recite mantra. Then you start to recite mantra. You start to do chanting. Then some say, no. If you recite mantra, chanting, you cannot get anything. No good. Then you have a lot of confusion. Then somebody say, no, visiting holy place, no chanting, no recitation, no prostration, no offering, just do meditation. Right? Then you don't know how to do meditation. Yeah? Then you just sit there and close your eyes, just sit there 24 hours. Then fall asleep. Then I have been doing meditation for, many days, many months, many years, but I cannot see the changes. Then also going to give up, meditation practice of meditation. Then you go more deeper level. Oh, no. There's two types of practice of, based on Buddhism, the practice of Mahayana, practice of Hinayana, practice of Theravada. Then how you can practice. That's why you're going to have a lot of confusion. Simple is, I tell you can do two practices. Increase the positive minds, decrease the negative minds. In order to reduce the negative minds, you need a lot of practice. In order to increase the positive minds, you need a lot of practices. Okay, first you keep in your mind, I have two activities, increase and decrease. Increase and decrease. This is the two main practices in Buddhism. Now we have two different traditions within the two different sect, Theravada and Mahayana. Actually, in practice of Buddhism is look like exactly, I think, and different creature can carry different luggage. Elephant can carry huge thing. The horse cannot carry as elephant, but the horse also can carry certain amount of luggage or things. Then and sheep and goats, they also carry according to their ability, but they cannot carry as elephant and horse. Now you think, what kind of Buddhist you are? You are look like a sheep and goat, carry small luggage, small thing, or you can be stronger. You carry like the luggage which is the horse can carry. Horse? No. I can carry the small luggage as well as I can carry the medium luggage. Why not I can carry the biggest luggage thing? If you have the ability, you can carry the heaviest luggage. If you don't have the ability, power, you must carry the medium types of luggage. Even though you are very weak, you must carry the very light, simple luggage. This means in Buddhism, we have three practices. Practice of small being or small scope, practices of medium scope or medium being, the practices of great scope of great being. Three practices. So before you make a decision, you need to know, what is the practice of small scope, what is the practice of middle scope, what is the practice of great scope. The small scope mainly focus about this life and next life. Merely I want to be happy this life as well as I want to be happy next life. Only thinking this life and next life, or maybe next only. They never think about achieving nirvana. That means they have a very light and simple luggage have to carry. Then the middle scope, middle being. They are not thinking about this life and next life, as well as they're thinking about, the nirvana. Of course, I want to happy this life. I want to happy next life. I want to be happy forever. Then they talk about the nirvana, wish to achieve nirvana, wish to be free from samsara, wish to be free from the afflictive or negative emotions. Then what we call this person, this type of person we call medium, the middle scope. Then grade 1, not only wish to achieve, liberation, wish to become a Buddha, then is, a very big achievement, Buddha. So in order to be happy this life and next life, the practice are very simple. You must avoid the 10 non-virtues. Practice the ethics. That means be honest. Don't harm anybody. Then you can be happy this life as well as you can be happy next life. This finish. Second, yes, even though, now I'm in samsara, I'm a human being, I have all the facilities which is I need my day-to-day life. Even though I'm not happy, I have a house, I have a job, I have a money, I have a friends, I have a family, I have everything. Even though I'm not happy, then it will be same, if I reborn, if I take a rebirth, if I reborn as human in next life, if I born as a celestial being, then I will have a same thing. I won't be happy next life. For example, you keep, somebody kept you in prison number A. Then in the prison number A, there are so many problems. There's another, the prison number B. Somebody asks, okay, tomorrow we going to ship you prison number A to B. Are you be happy? No. Still you are in prison. You have to go through all the, problems. What the person think? I don't want to stay in prison number A. Even though they're going to ship me into prison number B, I cannot be happy. I won't be happy. I totally, want to be free from the prison. That means what we call samsara, we call, and Sanskrit there's a word. Because it's actually prison, but we call deep prison. That means when you go there, so difficult to run away. The samsara is look like big muddy lake, ocean. If you don't there, you flip your hand, you just move here, you go more deep and deep. You cannot get out. So difficult to get out. Huh? Yeah, quicksand. That's why look like this. Then the middle scope thinking, no. Even though wherever I am born, I am still in samsara. I will have all the problem. Doesn't matter, where I will born. It doesn't matter where I will take a rebirth. I will have all the problems and all the suffering. You can understand because based on your own experience. Now you look at, except me, all of you Singaporean. Singapore is one of the best, country. Right? Country. So that's why many people wish to come to Singapore. Wish to be, PRC, wish to be Singapore citizen. They thought, if I go to Singapore, if I have a, Singapore citizen, I will be very happy. My family is very happy. They have this desire. Based on your experience, you can tell, are you really, really happy in Singapore or not? Yes, one way, compared with other country, yeah, you have a better life, easy life. Actually, you just thinking about the life in Singapore, I don't think you are always happy, right? Then you can tell, based on your experience, you can tell, even though you can tell you are from a friend who wish to come to Singapore from India, from China, you say, no, you should not come. Singapore is not easy place to live. We have a lot of problems. You can tell them based on your experience, right? Experience. That's why. So we can tell, because when we do pray, when we make wishing, many people wish to reborn, human again, right? So how many of you wish to reborn again human? Everybody? You wish to reborn again human, right? Okay, one. Anybody? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's say four of them wish to, reborn again in, human realms. Where you want to born? Singapore? Huh? Singapore?
I know where I don't want to go.
What?
I know where I don't want to go, but I haven't chosen where I want to go yet.
Okay, you have to choose, then you say, I will, right? So, what is your reason? Where you want to born? Where you want to born?
I think Singapore is good.
Huh?
Singapore.
Okay, if you have to choose, you Singapore, right? If is there no option, Singapore. If there's other option, then there's second option, then huh? That's why you can, okay. That's why, we always wish and we pray, we do so many things for, taking, for reborn as a human being again. But just think about, so far we know the human realm is in this world, the world. We have how many continents? 6? How many continents we have? 7. 7. Right? So far, when we talk about human being, we think about only the 7 continents. If you think about the 7 continents, you know wherever you go, where you stay, the problems and suffering is always there. You cannot, really escape from the suffering problems. That's why the middle, the medium scope, the middle being, they notice, even though I reborn in the human life, I take a human life, even though I reveal, if I reborn in the celestial being, I will have a some problem. Then they really, don't want to take a rebirth anywhere in samsara. They really wish to be free from sufferings, free from the, the cause of suffering. This is the second option for you. The third option, okay, third option is look like you have a good opportunity. For example, so someone has a good, so there's a huge war, war. There's so many conflicts, so many suffering, so many problems. It's so difficult to have a good food, good water, big problem, but you got a good opportunity to go overseas, go to, Europe or somewhere. But you are with the family, with your, parents, your relatives, you are with them. There's only one, person can go. You can go overseas. Rest of them people have to stay here. Then you can, you wish to go or you say I don't want. It depends. If the person has a really pure sense of love and compassion, very pure love and compassion, the person says, I don't want to go, if I go, I will go with you. If there's only one option, only one person, able to go, this means I don't want to go because I want to, it doesn't matter how many problems, I will live with you. If I go, I will bring all of you together with me. This means, they wish to be Buddha, to benefit all sentient beings. He don't want to be only free from samsara, wish to liberate all sentient beings from samsara. This is what we call, practice of a great being or practice of Mahayana. Third, within the Mahayana, I always emphasize we have two types of practice of Sutra Mahayana, Tantra Mahayana. So, the Mahayana and Theravada can differentiate only practice of bodhicitta. Only. If the person practice bodhicitta, the person can be Mahayana practitioner. If the person is not really, practice bodhicitta, only practice renunciation, emptiness, whatever, the person always be, Hinayana, we can say, practice of Theravadan. So within the Mahayana, there are two, Sutra Mahayana and Tantra Mahayana. This can be differentiated, even though, okay, so the simple way, the both, Sutra Mahayana practitioner or Tantra Mahayana practitioner, both must practice renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view or emptiness must. That's why the renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view or emptiness are the common practice of Sutra Mahayana practitioner, Tantra Mahayana practitioner is common practice. Then how you can differentiate between Sutra Mahayana and Tantra Mahayana? Because both of are, practice renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness. Then how you can differentiate? How two are differences? Then one, the Sutra Mahayana practitioner look like doesn't matter how long it will take me to achieve nirvana. I will practice. Doesn't matter 1 life, 2 lives, 1,000 lives, 1 million lives, million years or billions years. Doesn't matter. I will practice bodhicitta, renunciation, emptiness continuously, until I become a Buddha. The person doesn't care about the time. The second one also wish to become a Buddha, wish to achieve Buddhahood. But the person wish to Buddhahood, wish to achieve enlightenment within very short time. Short lifetime, 1 lifetime or 2 lifetimes. Then they have, they practice the Vajrayana. The practice of Vajrayana is very, we call secret. Or we can say, you cannot share the Tantra Mahayana practice, the people who don't have the ability to know, the people don't have the ability to practice. So far, you must, keep secretly. So this means there's 3 types of practice: practice of small scope being, practice of middle scope, practice of great scope. Now, the Theravada practices, all the practices, you can include into practices of small scope and middle scope. That's why when you meet, Theravada masters, or master from Thailand, master from Sri Lanka, they always ask you to practice Buddhism, practice Dharma, to do a lot of meditation in order to eliminate, the affect emotions, negative emotions, for achieve nirvana. For them, they don't differentiate between nirvana and Buddhahood. not much. Not much. So what is the basis, the basic, practice? Actually, what is the common practice of Mahayana and Theravada? Practice of, avoiding non-virtues. Practices, 10 virtues are common practice. Practice of 4 noble truths are common practice. Practice of true truths, also common practice. Practice of 12 links interdependence, also common practice. Practice of 37 unfold paths, also common practice. The person who practice Mahayana, path, they must practice the person or he or she must practice all the Theravada practices, except I can say the renunciation. We can use the renunciation. Right? We cannot use the renunciation. Yeah, THE. The renunciation. Okay. The person who practice bodhicitta, when they renounce, from samsara, when they generate renunciation, they say they generate renunciation, I wish to be freedom from samsara to benefit all sentient beings, right? I wish to, free from samsara. I wish to free from all the negative thoughts to benefit all sentient beings. This is, one renunciation. The second one, I wish to be free from samsara. I wish to be free from all the negative thoughts, include ignorance, to be free for myself. Just myself. That means one person, for example, there are 2 people who are in the prison with the family. 2 persons, who are in the prison with the family. One person wish to run from the prison to be happy, only him or herself. Other person wish to run from the prison to, get out, to free his family, right? Both of thinking, free from prison, but the motivation is big different, right? That's why the Bodhisattva also practice renunciation, but the renunciation is not only for in him or herself, for all sentient beings. The Theravada practitioner who practice renunciation, they practice renunciation for only free from him or herself. This means this is different. Otherwise, all Mahayana practitioner practice all the the practices, all the Theravada practices. You cannot skip any of the practice. Practice of Four Noble Truths, practice of taking refuge, practice of renunciation, practice of 12 links, so and so and so and so. You cannot skip any of the practices of Theravada. That means, look at the medium scope practitioner practice the middle scope path as well as the small scope path. 2. The great scope being, for example, Bodhisattva practice the Mahayana path as well as the medium path as well as the small scope path. This means the elephant can carry the horse luggage as well as the sheep luggage. The horse also carrying the horse luggage as well as the sheep luggage, but not the elephant. Elephant able to carry all the luggages. right? So this is a kind of differences between Theravada practitioner and Mahayana practitioner. Now, how I can practice religion, how I can practice Buddhism, how I can practice the basic Buddhism. Just, forget, between Mahayana and Theravada, the basic Buddhism. This means, what Buddha said, should not accumulate any negative action. Any negative action. Tame your mind. Right? Tame your mind or subdue your mind. Also, always, do only positive actions. That means avoid all the negative action, performs only the positive action and tame your mind. This is the basic practice of Buddhism. Then why I need to, avoid the negative actions? Why I need to perform only positive actions? Why I need to tame my mind? Then now you can see, you need to know the meaning of negative actions, meaning of positive actions. Okay, then the negative and positive action you can differentiate based on motivation. The action which is motivated by, good motivation, then we can call the action is positive action. If the action is motivated by negative thoughts, then action is negative actions. Or action are negative actions. So positive action, negative action differentiate only based on motivation. So what's important to have a good motivation? Then again, we need to talk about karma or kram. Actually, I think kram, now we call kram or karma. So karma, we have three types of karma. Karma, physically we can, physical action, verbal action, mental action. If you act physically with the, bad motivation, if you act physically, motivated by bad motivation or, trigger by negative thoughts, then you can see what the action is look like. For example, you are acting, motivated by anger, triggered by anger. Then you can see when you see someone get, have a fighting argument, motivated by anger, the action is look nice? No. When you look at so scary, they throw all the bad words without stopping. They never think what will happen. They say all the bad things. When you hear, you make unhappy. Then look at the physical action, which is motivated by, motivated or triggered by anger. You can see is very bad. The outside action is so bad. But we can see the action is very bad, but we cannot feel the experience, right? We don't have the feeling that moment. We can see, but the feeling you can understand when you get angry, right? When you get angry, what kind of feeling you have, right? That means the physical action motivated by negative thoughts, motivated by negative bad motivation, then you always have the positive actions. Doesn't matter, verbally, mentally. If you compare three of them, it's so, control the physical action. Compare with the verbal and mental. You can control the physical action. For example, you really don't like someone, but you can still control to fight with the person. But you cannot control say bad thing. Yeah, right? You sometimes you very weak, you cannot fight. Yes, this you can say you can control, you're not able to. But verbally, doesn't matter how you weak, you can say so many bad thing. Control physical action is very easy compared with the verbal. Now verbal and mental. Yes, so you can control your physical action, physical negative action, verbal negative action. The mental action is so difficult to control, right? Because nobody can see it, what you think. You think about so many bad things about the person. You have a lot of, bad wishing for the person, but nobody going to see them. Then you have a lot of, mental action. Then when you have all the, the bad mental action, that time, it cannot get really, when you think about bad thing, when you have a bad thoughts to someone, you can see other people cannot get effect. But you feel you have really bad effect, right? You are not happy. When you are sleeping, you have a dream about the person, so many things. That's when you woke up, suddenly you remember the person. Then physical action, physical negative action, mental negative action, verbal actions, there's order. First you control your physical action. Second you control your verbal action. Third you control the mental action. Now how we can control? We cannot control the negative action simply recitation, chanting, reciting mantra, chanting. We cannot. While you are doing, the mantra, chanting, prostration, this time it look like you don't have all the negative thoughts, but still there. Right? For example, he said he said few times. When you have a very strong attachment to someone, you should not sit just one sit and keep thinking about the person. You cannot control. The best way, temporarily, you just walk up, get up, walk somewhere, have some drink, tea and coffee. That moment, for the short moment, you're going to forget the person, right? Short moment, because you change your way of thinking. So, in order to control the physical, verbal or mental action, then we need to practice the morality, practice of Shila. 3 practices, right? Shila, Samadhi, then wisdom, yeah, Dan. We can say, Shila, Samadhi, Gyan. Shila, what call is, is Sanskrit, the name we call Shila. When the Sanskrit translated into Tibetan, we can call, Sultim. Sul mean, accordingly. Tim mean laws or rules or regulation, rules of according to the the Vinaya. But actually, originally the meaning of Shila is like cool. For example, weather is so hot, when you take a cold shower, suddenly you feel so cool, feel so happy, right? So when you take a vows, when you follow certain rule, when you really follow, you don't have all this problem. For you become cool for the short moment. Shila. That's why as a lay person, you can take a lay person vows. There are 6 precepts. Actually, according to your Tibetan tradition, we have a 6 precept. Among the 6, I think, first 4 root, or everybody know, should not kill any human being. Include, we say include. You must, abandon killing human being. You must include, which then we can say other sentient being. Then you should not, take something which is not given by someone. That means you must stop, stealing the valuable object, which is have a value. Then you must stop to have there's 2 types, okay, misconduct. Then you must stop, lying. So the lying is not just, we say, the simple lying. So this kind of big lying. So now you can see there's many, I can say, quite a number of monks and nuns, even though some lay person they really lying, the big lying. Say, somebody talk about, someone went to see one master. They were waiting for the master 1 hour. And after 1 hour, the master came to see them. The master said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you wait for me for more than 1 hour, because so sorry, that time I was having coffee with Amida Buddha. Having coffee with Amida Buddha." It can be really big lying. Also somebody saying, "Oh, I was, meeting with Manjushri." Then now you can see, I am, Tsongkhapa, I am Pema Sambhava, I am Avalokiteshvara. But it's not be Amida Avalokiteshvara, be Manjushri, not that easy. This kind of lying, you must stop. Then, the sexual misconduct. We have 2 types of, there's 2 different way. Some, the lay person, when you take the complete lay person vows, you totally abandon, the misconduct, or you can have only, the relationship with your partner, not any other. Then 5th is, abandon the drink, the toxin, right? Alcoholic things. Alcohol. Can we say alcohol generally? Yes, alcohol. Intoxin, right? Yeah, intoxicant. So, now if you study, behind each of them, there's a profound and very important reason. For example, say, first, should not kill any human being. Say human being. Include, if you could, any sentient being. So, if you killed a human being, you are taking, a very important life. The sentient being doesn't matter, even the small baby or, like teenager or old, you are taking, very, very important life. The person has a great ability to practice Dharma, even though that person has a great ability to serve in the community, in the society, in the nation. But we kill them means you kill, very important things. Then, if you killed, then there's a similar outcoming killing. Now killing must be considered about what they call. According to the Buddhist tradition, killing a human being mean complete human being or already become a human. Okay, complete human being mean like us. Already become a human mean, the abortion. Abortion also include into killing human being. In the ancient time, there wasn't kind of the operation system, but there's a few methods how you can, clean, the small baby. So killing include, the become a human. The stealing, then this orders, first is very heavy, killing human beings most heavier compared with other three. Then, should not take anything which is not given by anybody. So if you steal, the object which is have a value, maybe is cost 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, maybe 10 cent, is this valuable object. The object doesn't have any value. It looks like trash. Nobody want. If you take this thing, you're not going to accumulate kind of really negative, the non-virtuous, because it doesn't have any value. It looks like trash. Then, if you steal one thing, then you're going to steal 2, 3, 4. Finally, you become, you totally, nobody, respect you. Nobody put you in value. So you look like become non-human, stealing. Then the misconduct, the sexual misconduct. Now you can see in the society many problems which is we have also, because of the, the sexual misconduct. Then each of lying again. Now when you study very precisely, when you killed, doesn't matter human being or non-human being. When you kill, most time you kill based on attachment or hatred. Attachment and hatred. Somebody kill. Look at in China when they have the dog meat festival. How they kill the dog? Boil big water, and the dog just cook in the boiled water without killing. Why? They don't have a hatred for the dog. They have an attachment for the taste of the meat. Attachment, right? That's why there are so many different ways to kill the sheep, the ghost, the fish, dog. Because they consider if you kill this way, the meat is most tasty. They have an attachment towards the tasty of the meat. That means they kill the animal or the meal because they have an attachment. Or sometimes you kill human being because of the attachment about their poverty. Or sometimes you kill someone because you hate the person. That means killing is bad because it's motivated by negative thoughts, attachment or hatred. Right? Lying mostly about attachment. Attachment. That means all the 10 non-virtues have a deep, link, deep connection with the negative thoughts, negative actions. So if you take a vows, a layperson vows, you are not really, eliminating the motivation, the negative thoughts, but still you try to reduce the negative action. So when you take a vows, when you practice Shila, through practice of Shila, reduce the gross level of negative action. The physical action, the verbal action, but not mental. When you practice, samadhi, the mindfulness, when you practice, the jnana or wisdom, then you are not, try to reduce the gross level of negative action. You try to reduce the root of the negative actions. Right? That means first you must reduce the gross level negative action. Second, you go more, precisely try to reduce from the root Then, in order to eliminate the root of the samsara, root of all the afflictive emotions, then first you need to practice jnana, wisdom. Third, then mindfulness. The root. Generally, you must practice Shila. Then always you aware what you are doing, what you are thinking, what you are saying. That make practice of mindfulness. Third, wisdom. Wisdom more do more. Try to understand the reality. That means the practice of morality, practice of mindfulness, practice of wisdom are the common practice between Theravada and Mahayana. Without having these three practices, you cannot practice Buddhism. Okay, so you must practice Shila. That means you always act positively. Doesn't matter physical, verbal, mental. You always act positively. You always aware how you act. Then you always try to understand the reality. The three things, the three practices are very, very important, also very necessary practice. The person who practices Buddhism. Three things. Then, in order to generate furthermore the mindfulness or the samadhi, then we have 37 practices. Unfold 37 paths, which is also very common. Within the 37, first we have 4 mindfulness, which is explain you mindfulness of physical body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mind, the mindfulness of the phenomena or object of the mind. Right? So, this is very important practice to lead to know the deeper level of the Four Noble Truths. Now just think about your physical body. Look at everybody, when you see, someone, suddenly, even though as a monk, you have a thought, oh, the person is so beautiful or she is so beautiful. Suddenly first you have a thought. So in order to know the reality of the physical body, then you need to do the physical mindfulness on physical body. You just have to understand the reality of physical body. Go more deeper level, better level. Then is include, we say we have one number we call Mizaveze Sumju Sudin. And I think cleaning 36 substance. Like 36 substance. When you think about your body, the mostly you can find the 36th thing is very unclean. Right? Unclean. Then finally you go to understand, yes, my body, the nature is very unclean. My body is the basis of, basis of all the suffering. Then how I have this body, then you can think about karma. Then you can think about how the karma accumulate. Then you study, you practice the feeling. We have for mindfulness. And then ultimate or kind of four abandonment. Then 3. How can 3? 3? No, the 3. It's magical kind of. No, 3. 4 magical. 4 magical leg.
Yeah, it's called 4 magical
4 musical legs. Then 5 power. Then 5 aggregates. The name is same, but the entity is different. Then 7 unfold or 7 unfold paths, very common. And 8 unfold area paths. Those are totally, there are 37. Those 37 are, is the main practice in Theravada. Okay, first one, for mindfulness. Complete for abandonment. Abandon, the 4 things. Then 4 magical legs. Magical leg. Then 5 power. 5 aggregates, 5 power. Then 7, what we call 7? We debated with Changju Genyala 7 branches of the
7 Buddhi branch.
Buddhi branch. That means, the Buddhi is the attainment. In order to attain the Buddhi, then you have 7 practices, 7 Buddhi lamp. Then 8 unfold area path. So those are the the common practice between Mahayana and Theravada, but it's the main practice in Theravada. So that's why when you visit Thai temple in Thailand, sometimes you can see when you walk around the temple, so they put certain window. When you see through the window, you can see the crop, the dead body. So how you can meditate on physical body? First, you just imagine the beautiful and young, person. You have an attachment. You just continuously forget the person. Think about the aging of the person. Then finally think about the death of the person, particular person, continuously. After death, just think about the dead body lying on the ground. First, week, second week, third week, fourth week, and the 5th week. And then you can see how the changes as a young and old aging, then death. After death, you can see there's a lot of changes within the body. That means when you have an attachment towards human being, mainly we attach what? Physical body. I don't think we many people have an attachment the person mind. Yeah. But actually people saying I really like him or her because he's so good person. When you say he's good, then you say yes, you're talking about the mental quality. When you say, I really like the person, or the person is so beautiful, so attractive, then you're talking mainly the physical body. So the most of the attachment which is we have based on the the physical things, beautiful house, beautiful car, beautiful so and so the physical thing. So when you think about finally, if you think about the impermanence is the best meditation for reduce any kind of all the negative. That's what Buddha said, the concept of impermanence is the best concept. The practice of impermanence is the best, practice. The footprint is the elephant, the footprint is the best footprint. What does it mean? If you want to you know, when you try to get the elephant, you must follow the footprint. The footprint always, follow one another, not other cattle. Other cattle, if there's a 6, 7, cow together this evening, tomorrow morning, when you look at this, total go different direction. The elephant, yes, they always walk together, go together. If you follow the footprint, you're going to get the elephant. That's the same time, if you really want to reduce, all the negative thoughts, first you remember, you practice the impermanence. When you practice impermanence, it can reduce all the negative thoughts. For example, you have a very sense of anger, sense of hatred towards someone. If you think about, I should not have this kind of sense of hatred because maybe I can die anytime. Think about death. Or you have a strong, attachment about your position. You should think it can be lost anytime. If you have a strong, desire, attachment to a high position, also think about impermanence. So practice of impermanence is the best practice to reduce all the, negative thoughts. That's why now you can see within the Four Noble Truths of suffering, the first is the impermanence. Impermanence. So today we stop here. The next time when so I think next class after I come back, right? There's one more class. Okay, that's good. Everybody, do the homework. Okay, this means you must. It's I think for you very easy to get from the Google. It's because 37 unfold paths. You just, go one by one, try to get the definition. So it's kind of homework for you. So next time when you come back, we talk a little bit about this thing. Then related to this, then I will talk a little bit about, how to do meditation. It's a good connection with this topic. Okay, then we can stop here. Then we can do the dedication prayers.